Hello. I always said that I would never do a Facebook Live when I was driving in the car, but I guess that's why you should never say never. Hello. Darnyelle Jervey Harmon here, driving home from a meeting. So today, June 27th, is my 10-year anniversary. So Incredible One Enterprises has been in existence, making money in existence for 10 years. So I'm really excited. I literally just came from a meeting. I'm starting a new company this year, brand new company. So excited. Probably actually going to be starting 2 new companies this year. But we've been in business 10 years at this point, and I'm really excited. So I thought I would jump on for a few minutes while I'm driving home from my meeting to talk about 10 things that I've learned over the last 10 years of being in business. So hello, good morning, come on and be with me. Guys, I said I would never do a video while I was driving my car, and I'm doing a video while I'm driving my car. Anyway, 10 things I want to share with you, because today is 10 years in business. So 10 things I want to share with you that I've learned and that I wish I knew before I started my business. Okay, 10 things that I wish I knew before I started my business, and how I've been able to leverage those 10 things to build a business that serves me in the most magnanimous ways. Like today, I'm not working. You know what? I did do a little bit of work because I had the meeting for the new business, the new company that I'm forming with a partner. Hey, Roberta. But we're about to go on vacation. My hubby and I are going to take a quick little vacation. I like to always go on vacation during this anniversary week every year because, you know, we be working. So anyway, 10 things I want to share with you. Number one, that I wish I knew before I started a business. Number one, before I started my business, I wish that someone would have told me about the amount of time that I would have to spend researching the people that I wanted to serve. Like, I don't know about you, but when I started my business, there was no business plan. There was pure necessity, right? So I was coming off of my Mary Kay Cosmetics experience and career, wanted to send my pink Cadillac back to the company and start this ground up business. And I assumed that it would be just like it was to have a Mary Kay business. I thought, because Mary Kay is a well-known brand, right? I don't know why I thought that my business would be like Mary Kay, that it would just be so easy to insert myself into this brand new business that no one knew about, and I would be able to grow it from day one. Okay, yeah, no. I wish someone would have told me that before I started my business. So if you're just joining me, been in business 10 years, officially today is my 10-year anniversary. And that's the first thing I wish that I knew before I started my business. The amount of time and energy you have to spend doing research. We call it market research, right? So researching the market that you want to serve and learning about their idiosyncrasies and their demographics and their psychographics, and clarifying what it is that they want to solve the problems that they have. That's the first thing. The second thing is I wish somebody would have told me that you need to solve a problem. Because see, when I first started Incredible One Enterprises, we didn't solve a problem. I literally was just like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak. I'm great. People have always told me when they hear me speak, I'm going to be amazing. That I'm amazing and that I know how to move the crowd. So I'm going to speak. I'm going to offer myself up as a speaker. I never thought about taking that same skill set and applying it to a core problem that businesses or individuals have, so that in so doing, they would see me as the solution to the problem that they're trying to solve and therefore book me. No one told me that. I wish I knew that when I started my business. I learned it eventually. And of course, now I teach my clients that. I'm in my development now. But I wish I knew that before I started my business. The third thing I wish I knew before I started my business is I wish I knew the importance of collaboration when I started my business. I was always of the mind frame that if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. That's the school I graduated from. And the problem with that is if you do it by yourself, it takes longer. It takes way longer to get to where it is that you want to be if you're trying to do it by yourself. I came from this place. I did an interview yesterday with Nicole Roberts-Jones for her upcoming Slay Summit. I did an interview with her yesterday, and I was talking to her about posturing up, which is something, I don't know if men do it, but I know women do it. And I know that because I did it. So when I first started my business, let's go back to 2007, 2008, I had an opportunity to connect with women. I was out there trying to connect with women in order to build my business. But what I didn't realize, what no one told me, what I wish I knew before I started my business, is that collaboration is cool. I'm in my driveway now. Collaboration is cool. That you don't have to posture up. That you don't have to act as if you're something that you're not. That it's okay to be vulnerable. That it's okay to be seeking business companionship, that it's okay, because entrepreneurship is a lonely place. And so before I started my business, I wish someone would have told me that you want collaborators, you want partners, you want people that are like-minded that you can synergize with and connect with so that you don't feel like you are all alone. No one told me that. And so when I first started my business, I was constantly posturing up. I was doing that whole, I hate this, by the way, and I'll tell you why in a second, that whole fake it till you make it. I don't like it. Here's why I don't like it. I know what they mean. I know what they mean when they say it. Like when I was in Mary Kay, that was the thing. Fake it till you make it. I was listening to Steve Harvey this morning, and one of the ladies was like, yeah, Steve, you were faking it until you made it. I don't like fake it till you make it. Here's why. Fake is a negative word. It's negative. So why would you take a negative word and associate it with where it is that you want to be? Like, I'm a word person, right? I love words. I've been loving words since I was 10 years old when I got my first journal from Miss Dixon, my 5th grade English teacher. And words are so powerful because it is by words that we build covenant, right? So when you think about God, he said, let there be, and then there was, right? That was the first command and the first covenant that was created in the formation of our earth. So the things that we speak have power, not only because, does the Bible say life and death lies in the power of the tongue, but the words that we speak, they have power. So why would you want to fake anything? Like, it's not about faking it, right? It's really about being what you need to be as you become that thing. But I wish somebody would have told me at the point that I was starting my business that, I wish somebody would have told me that you don't have to posture up and you don't have to pretend as if, and it's okay to be vulnerable, because I didn't realize that. And so I was an island, and then I was wondering why I was always alone. Right? Thanks, Keisha, saying words are powerful. I never looked at that phrase like that. Thank you. Like, I try to give a different perspective because we don't realize the significance of the words that we say over ourselves day in and day out. And then we wonder why we're experiencing the reality that we're experiencing, right? You ever wonder that? Like, you woke up in the morning, let's say it's raining, and you can hear the rain, or, you can see the rain, and you're like, oh, it's going to be a horrible day. And then you have a horrible day because you spoke that thing into existence. I call that making a casual covenant. So you've literally made a casual covenant because the words that you speak put you in covenant with God and with others. And so we make these casual covenants. So I wish someone had told me before I started my business that collaboration is really how you get to where you want to go, that it'll get you there faster. And so that's why I'm so excited. I'm starting this new company with an amazing partner. This is a multi-million-dollar brand in the making. I'm so excited about it. 10 years in Incredible One Enterprises, and we're bringing a new brand to light late 2018, early 2019. It's going to be phenomenal. Okay. So that's another thing. So for those of you who've just joined, thank you for being here. I just jumped on real quick. I'm sitting in my car. I'm in my driveway now, but I started this when I was driving. And I always said I would never do Facebooks while I'm driving. Like, why do people do that? But it is actually pretty cool to do it that way. Anyway, I'm in my driveway now. But today is my 10th anniversary, and I thought that I would just jump on and share 10 things that I've learned, or 10 things that I wish I knew before I started my business that would have helped to make the journey much better. Okay, so the next thing I wish I knew before I started my business is that you can do it your way. You don't have to do it someone else's way. Okay, so let me tell you a quick story. So I've been in business since late 07, early 08, but June 27th, 2008 I consider that my business anniversary, because that's the first time I got paid in the name of Incredible One Enterprises, right? And so started the business. Thank you, Keisha. Started the business and struggled, quite honestly. I mean, the first year we made about $20,000 in income. So we were right in line with what the statistics say. 65.22% of solopreneurs, as I was a solopreneur at that point in time, do not yield greater than $50,000 a year in gross receipts. So I was right in line with the statistics. And it got so bad that I had to get a job. So some of you know this. So I took a job. And so for 2 years, I worked a job. And while I was working that job, I really started to put everything in place to really build a business, because there were so many things I didn't know. I didn't start with a business plan, had no business plan. All I did was I said, I'm at this point where I got to make some money. I want to send this car back to Mary Kay. I've become accustomed to living a certain way. I need to make some money. So I said, okay, I'll start my own business, right? What am I good at? And I decided to start this business. So here's another thing. I'm telling you, you can do it your own way is one of the things I wish I knew. But let me do this little sidebar, this other thing. So this is something else I wish I knew. Being passionate or good at something is not enough to build a business. That's another thing I wish I knew. I learned that the hard way, because I was always good at speaking, but it did not yield me income to sustain my lifestyle when I started my business. And so I found myself having to get a job, and I worked a job for 2 years. That job saved me. I did not make a lot of money. When I quit my corporate job, I was making 6 figures. Okay. So the job I took paid me $46,000 a year, but it did keep a roof over my head and a car for me to drive. Everything else got caught up in the bankruptcy. Right. So I ended up filing bankruptcy very early into my business. So 2008 is when we officially started. 2010 is when I filed bankruptcy. Just keeping it 100 with you, because see, there's a lot of people out there in business that want to lead you to believe that they woke up this way, that it's always been, if it is raining in their business at all, that it's always been raining in their business. But it's not. Business has highs and lows, ebbs and flows. And sometimes if you don't know what you don't know, you find yourself in a situation where you're going to lose everything. And that was me in 2010. Because I filed bankruptcy. And some of you know that during that time, and this was like, some of people who know me, like some of my cousins are on here listening right now. Y'all don't even know this because I wasn't out there with it, right? But during that period of time when I took that significant pay cut, even in my Mary Kay business, I was making multiple 6 figures, and that significant pay cut, everything around me was crumbling. And for 18 months, I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwich or oodles and noodles every other day. Like, that was dinner. And if I was really getting jiggy with it, I would take some broccoli, and if I could get like a couple of shrimp, I would add the shrimp in. I'm keeping it real with you. So 10 years in business, and it has not been the amazing journey that it is today, 10 years later. And I hope you don't mind that I'm keeping it real with you. So if you don't mind that I'm keeping it real with you, do me a favor, share this video, because there's somebody out there that you know that I don't know who needs to hear what I've experienced over the last 10 years and how that has made me the woman that I am today. So I'm doing what I wish I knew within a what I wish I knew. So the initial thing is that you could do it your way, and I'm still going to give you a story for that. But the sidebar is that being passionate or good at something is not enough to sustain a business. Okay? Okay. So I was passionate. I'm a great speaker. If you've ever heard me speak, I dropped the mic. Like, I'm really, really good. But that was not enough for me to build a business to be able to pay my bills. So I had to get a job. For those of you who have a job, don't be quitting your job until you got everything lined up. Don't be a fool. Don't let these Facebook people out here fool you hoodwink you and bamboozle you into believing that the grass is always greener and it's amazing on this side. It is hard work. Here's the thing. You're going to have to work no matter what. The difference is, are you working for you or are you working for someone else? And I'll be honest. In the early years especially, you work harder for you than you ever did for someone else. And you don't make as much, if I can keep it real with you. I mean, by the time I left my corporate job, I was making 6 figures and I was doing very little. Like, I wasn't like hustling and grinding like I was early in my business formation. Just so we're clear, right? Okay. So that's that one. Now let me go back to you can do it your way. So started the business. The business started to gain momentum around 2010. So like I said, 2008, we made about $20,000, and that was off of the sale of my first book. If you understood my past, you would understand my praise, which was a great book. But I wasn't really, outside of that book in that first year, not much was going on. By the 2009, I was starting to hold my own live events. And so I held my first live event in 2009. I had $25 tickets. I had 250 people there. Yeah, you can do the math. That's not a lot of money. It's not enough to pay the bills. And I didn't have anything but my book to sell these people. So guess what? I was still broke and I had 250 people, because you don't know what you don't know. So and I'm going to tell you, you can do it your own way, but I got a sidebar to this other thing I wish I knew. You don't know what you don't know. So here's the way it goes. There are the things that you know, and you know that you know them like you know your name, right? There are the things that you don't know, right? So you clearly know you don't know the formula for creating a cure to AIDS. You know you don't know that, right? But then there are the things that you don't even have any idea that you don't know. And those are the things that will trip you up in your business. And so when you are prideful, because I was extremely prideful when I started my business, I told you I was posturing up. I was acting as if I was faking it until I made it. And what that will all do is it will set you up for demise. It set me up such that I was eating ramen noodles, peanut butter, and jelly, and ended up filing bankruptcy. Okay. So now, as I'm coming out of that cycle and my business is gaining momentum, circa 2010, 2011 was my first year full-time. So I took the job in 2008 and I quit the job in the end of 2010. So 2011 was my first year full-time. By that point, we had a 6-figure business. Okay. So I now have a 6-figure business. Things are going well. I'm feeling good. I'm starting to get back to the lifestyle that I'm accustomed to. I think I was driving a Chevy Equinox at the time. Couldn't wait to get myself back into a luxury car. Remember being able to go and buy a BMW in cash. Okay, maybe my priorities weren't right, but I did file bankruptcy, which meant I had no debt. Okay, just keeping it real with you. And so business is starting to do well. So I wanted to go to the next level. So I started hiring coaches, right? And I'm not going to get into who I hired and all of that, because that doesn't really matter. The lesson is you can do it your way. You don't have to do it their way. And so the coach that I hired made suggestions about the way that I should run my business and build my business. And I mean, I guess that was their job to do that for me. But here's the thing. I wasn't strong enough in my own resolve to know that what they were suggesting wasn't for me. Did you catch that? What they were suggesting wasn't for me. It was going to create an environment where I wasn't going to be free to be Darnyelle Antoinette. But I did it because you're paying these people, right? And they must know what it is that I should be doing, because they can see the picture. I'm the frame. And I did it, and I didn't have enough courage and conviction in myself to rebut. So the lesson is I could have done it my way. I could have figured out, I could have asked more questions, but here's the thing. I got out of alignment, and it became more about the money than more about the purpose, and more about doing work that was different than what was currently existing in the marketplace. That pride thing reared up, right? And being out of alignment, I couldn't hear my own voice. All I could hear were all the other voices around me. Is this resonating with anybody? And so as that started to happen, I found myself building a business that I grew to hate. Okay, so this is about 2013, 2014. So 6 or so years into the business, 6 or 7 years into the business, that 7-year itch, right? It's real. I had turned my business into a business that I didn't love. And I was making great money. At this point, we're making $1 million. We're over $1 million a year in revenue. Okay. So I'm making great money, but I'm not loving my business. And this is why I need you to know that money is not everything. So some of y'all that don't have any money are like, boo, what you talking about? You crazy. Money is everything. Well, see, money is only everything right now because you're focusing on what you don't have. And it's everything for you. But money is not everything. I had a lot of money, but nobody was keeping me warm at night. And what good is having a whole bunch of money if you don't have anybody to share it with, right? So that's another sidebar. But I had gotten to the point in my company because I was doing it someone else's way, or I was doing what someone else suggested without checking in with myself to make sure that it resonated and it worked for me. And so I created a monster. So that's the thing. One of the things I wish I knew, that I could do it my way. So I'm saying this to those of you who are wherever you are in your business building journey. If you haven't yet made it to 10 years, 30% of businesses go under in the first year. 50% go under within 5 years, and 66% go under within 10 years. So I'm excited that we made it, that we are celebrating a decade in business, and that I run a profitable business on my own terms today. My business is doing so well that I'm creating a brand new company with a partner, and just had a dream for a second new company the other night, which I'm going to start pursuing as well. Because I want to have businesses that don't require me to generate revenue, right? Don't get me wrong. I love speaking. I love coaching. For my clients that are watching, for the people who want to become my clients that are watching, I love working with entrepreneurs and small business owners. I love being able to fill in the gaps and give them the strategy that they need to take their lives and businesses to the next level. Love, love, love that. Have no intentions to stop doing that at this point, right? But I also want some businesses that I can run, that I can be the CEO of, that don't require me in order to generate, right? And some of those things, like in addition to real estate, include some of the other brands that I'll be bringing to the market within the next year or so. But it has been an amazing journey. So here are a few other things that I wish that I knew before I started my business. I wish that I knew that before you start your business, you should have 12 months of income. Because depending upon who your client is, traction may take time, right? So it can take about 90 days before a marketing strategy that you're leveraging actually shows you that it's working. And if you don't have reserves, if you don't have money stored up for that, you're going to find yourself in a cash crunch. You're going to find yourself in a place of desperation, and that is going to impact how you show up in your business. It's going to impact what it is that you do. And if you don't want that stress and that tension to impact your business, you should have 9 to 12 months of living expenses plus money for a basic burn rate for your company, right? So think about the things that, depending upon what it is that you do, that you should have when you start. And I want you to notice that a website isn't necessarily one of them. I have a whole bunch of clients that got their businesses to $500,000 before they built a website. So don't be duped and hoodwinked and bamboozled into believing that you need a website. Let me tell you what you need. This is my phone case because my phone is up there doing my Facebook Live. You need a phone, you need to solve a problem, and you need some people to call. That's all you need to start your business if you're a service-based entrepreneur. Now, if you are creating a product or a widget, then of course you need at least a prototype of your product or widget in order for people to be able to experience it before they make a commitment to invest in themselves through it. But you do not need a website to start your business. You will eventually want to have one, but you could use your LinkedIn profile, which is free. You can put all the key information that you need. I had a client who was an interior designer for years. Her website was House. She bought a URL and pointed it at her House profile, and that was how she got business. So don't think that the things that people are telling you you need are the things that you need to have. You can leverage social media as your website. I mean, you can sell from Facebook. Like, there's so many different ways to get around it. So don't be duped and hoodwinked into believing that you need that. But what you do need is you do need to clearly solve a problem, right? You need to solve a spice problem and you need to have a spice outcome. It's very, very important that you do that. That is essential if you want to build a business. Because if there's no problem to be solved, there's no profit to be earned. And you need to know that. It's been an amazing 10 years, highs and lows. We're up on another high upswing. I'm now married. You know, my husband works with me in the company, which is cool. And I'm just really excited about what the next 10 years are going to hold and what it's going to bring forth for us and for the mission and purpose for which we, were established. But here's the other thing that for me, in this next 10 years, it's going to be less and less about, the external things and more about the internal things. It's going to be less and less about the external things and more about the internal things. So here's what I mean. So I stopped a few years ago. I stopped chasing money. I stopped. Now, when I first started my business, I will honestly tell you it was all about the money. And I think it was because I didn't have it. You know, it started to run out and I had to file bankruptcy. But now it's less about the money, and not because we don't need money. So don't misunderstand me. If you're an entrepreneur, you solve problems for profit. So it is about money, but money can't be your primary motivator or the reason why you do the things you do. Because if it is, you're going to miss the opportunity to really impact the lives that you want to impact. And so that you can make more money, right? So when you take your eye off of money and you put your eye on God or purpose, you start chasing God, chasing your purpose, the money becomes amazing and it never runs low. So I'm just going to suggest that you get your priorities straight in the process of building a business, right? And remember, this is 10 years in wisdom. This is not wisdom that I had on day one. Day one, it was all about making sure that I could sustain the way that I live. And today, you know, I'm still very much interested in making sure that my business sustains the way that we want to live. But it's not just all about that. It's about doing work that makes me different, that allows me to rise above all of the noise that's out there, right? You know, I am offered opportunities almost every day to get in front of audiences who've never heard from me. And what tends to happen when I do, and I just show up as myself, is they are like blown away at what's possible. Thank you, Keisha. They're blown away at what's possible and that they didn't even know that I exist, right? So another thing that I think is just important for you, those of you who are on the journey, just keep going and keep going even when you think nobody is watching or no one is listening. And make sure that as you move, as you go, you do it in such a way that your brand equity is constantly rising, that you're constantly increasing your equity in your brand. Be good to people, do good to people. If you tell them you're going to do something, do it. Like, make sure that you are honorable. Your word is your bond and your bond is your brand. Know that that's all you have. Because if people start, especially in this day and age of social media, if people start talking crazy about you, your brand will die quickly. And people are bold enough today to put you on blast, right? And so do good work. Do work that fills your spirit. Connect with God and commit to making sure that He is well pleased with you at every turn. And just watch it happen. Like, it will be an amazing journey. And know that Rome wasn't built in a day. It may take you 10 or 15 years to become an overnight success for as many people as you want to know you. I know that I was blessed enough to build my business to 7 figures, you know, quicker than some other people, and it took longer than other people beyond that. But do great work, right? When you do great work, it will catch on and people will know about you. And as a result of that, opportunities will be afforded to you that you never even thought were possible. Never even thought were possible. It'll be awesome and amazing if you just stay true to you. The other thing I wish I knew when I started my business is that if I spent more time on me, it would impact the success of my business. So personal development, school is never out for the pro. Always be learning, always be going to live events, or, you know, working with a coach or a therapist, whatever you need personally to be the best version of yourself, constantly be doing that. Constantly be doing that. Never forget about you, because taking care of the CEO is what's going to allow you to run a business that really serves every interest that you have. So I'm about to go because I'm sitting in front of my house and I have hubby's breakfast. He might be a little mad. But again, I just thank you guys. It's been 10 amazing years effective today, 10 years in business. I still can't believe it. I know the next 10 years are going to be even more amazing. Like I said, 2 new companies will be coming your way within the next year. I'm excited about them. One of them, is like unorthodox for me. I think that's what makes me really, really excited. And the other one is just, it's going to be bananas. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for those of you who hung out with me like almost the entire time. I appreciate you. Share this video to your page, because there are some good nuggets in here that other people who are on the entrepreneurial journey may be interested in. Oh, one last thing before I go. If you have a business and your business isn't growing the way that you want, what I did this year for my anniversary, I do something different for my anniversary, is I created the Grow Your Business Toolkit. It is literally a deep dive into 5 of my 7 pillars of business optimization. And I literally give you my cheat sheet of what you need to have in your business for that particular pillar to be optimized. That by itself is worth the price of admission. And it's $47. It's like under $50. Just because it's my birthday, just so we're clear, it's worth way more than that. I put my foot in it. It's great. If you know me, I don't ever shortchange or fluff. I'm always about that content that is going to make the needle move in your business. So you can go to darnyelle.com/GYB-toolkit. That stands for Grow Your Business Toolkit. So if somebody would put that in the comments for me, I'd appreciate it. darnyelle.com/G as in grow, Y as in your, B as in business, -toolkit for $47. If you've enjoyed what I do, whether you've worked with me or not, it's more for you than it is for me. Get your hands on it, because that cheat sheet is thebomb.com. Like, yeah, just get it. So anyway, thank you guys for your time and your attention. We're going on vacation. See you the next time I see you. Be better, be stronger, more than anything, be incredible. Love you guys. Take care.